I've done a few reaction videos listening to the Witcher 3 soundtrack before, and what I've heard so far has been really cool. And there's so many new instruments that I hadn't heard of before that I've learnt about listening to this soundtrack. I think a lot of people agree that the music in this game is really cool and the game itself is awesome. Just scrolling through the comments now. I think this is why my mother gave birth to me. And this one, my girlfriend said, me or the game. Sometimes I miss her. A trail is a really good example of all the different instruments used in the Witcher 3 soundtrack because of the different styles and moods and changes of pace. So right at the start there, we've got that really cool opening line with that female singer. And then the other singer joins. Now I've read that in this piece they're singing Polish, whereas in some of the other tracks they're singing Bulgarian or Croatian lyrics. But the actual notes of this opener are really cool. So we're in D natural minor, but basically we're starting on the D and going up to the 4th. And then we're coming down, and then the second singer joins, and then we finally get to that 5th, and then it's resolved at that 5th. And the main instruments that we're hearing now are featured a lot through the soundtrack because of this Polish folk metal band called Percival, so they're featured a lot through the soundtrack. So the 4 main instruments that we hear throughout this piece and throughout this soundtrack, and please forgive my pronunciation for these names and instruments, are the baklama, or the long-necked lute, which is played by Mikołaj Rybacki, the Byzantine lyra, which is played by Katarzyna Bromirska, and then the bodhran and davul, played by Joanna Lacha and Kristina Bogdanova. I did actually find this article, which is a transcript of an interview with Sonia Belosova and Gianna Ostanelli, who are the composers of the Witcher 3 TV series, so not the game, but it still has a lot of information that is regarding to the instruments that are used in the TV series, which have probably been used in the Witcher game. Some of the instruments featured prominently on the Witcher 3 soundtrack are hurdy-gurdy, violin, oboe, I think it's really cool. I mean, half the instruments I haven't even heard of before there, but what I really like about this soundtrack is the so many different instruments that are being used. So here we've got a change of pace. I really like this bit. Now I want to take note of what we just heard there because it's really important, especially in the harmony going into the rest of the trailer and toward the end of the trailer. We're starting on that D note, and then every 4 bars we go to a new bass note. So we're going like this. And then down to the C, and then B flat, and then I think we go back up to the D. So then the next 4 bars we move down to the C, and the melody does something really interesting here. So we go, okay, we got that F sharp there, so now we've got like a D major chord. So in the D natural minor scale, whoops, with that B flat, we don't have an F sharp, and we're adding that F sharp in kind of like a borrowed chord, but was having a look on this website called Ian Ring, which is a really good useful resource for like literally every scale you can think of. This is what is called the acoustic scale or the Lydian dominant scale. So we've got a blend of D major and then D natural minor at the end there. then we go down to the B flat minus 7 again, and then we go back to the D. Yeah, this fits really good. There's that tension release there. I think the other thing that's really cool with this trailer is the blend between the music and the sound design. We've got the sounds of the sound design, but also the music kind of working together to build the tension, and then it releases when it goes through his head. So the building of that tension in that part is with the texture and the kind of dynamics and everything, but we also have some cool stuff with the harmony. So as soon as that kestrel goes through, we release. Yeah, so here we have that scene change. So obviously we can see we've changed to a different time after the battle with Geralt. But it's really interesting to note here that we've changed the pace, the mood and style, as well as some of the instrumentation. But the things that are the same are the melody and harmony and that underlying pulse. Changing, kind of moving to a different section, especially with this kind of thing happening where we're changing to a different time but the same place. We need to keep some things the same. So we've got these changes back and forth. Yeah. The music's been written exceptionally well here because those transitions between such two different levels is so well done. It's one of those things where it sticks out like a sore thumb if it's not done well. Drums and percussion playing a really big role here. It doesn't matter too much if the melody or harmony was doing something different, as long as it's not too in your face. It's more just ambient and in the background. There's a few things happening here. So we've got those drones right in the high register and the low register, which are holding that tension. And then we've got some shaker sounds happening as well. Something else I notice here is that we're in 2/4 rather than 3/4, which has been what we've been in for most of the piece. So rather than going 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, we change it to 2/4, and that's just a really subtle change. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the trailer. I think I really like this scene because everything just lines up so well. Obviously the texture is a lot thicker here. We've got a few more orchestral instruments such as the French horns. But the really cool thing here is the timing, or the kind of rhythm. Technically we could count it all in 4/4, but the accents kind of are a little bit off the 4/4 grid. So what I've worked out is we've got a combination of 3/4 and 5/4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're back into that 3/4. It's a little bit more chaotic, reflecting the battle and the kind of chaos. Yeah, so here we see Geralt again, but it's not that same low intensity music we heard before. And yeah, we're back into that 3/4 rhythm, and we actually hear that motif again back when we first saw Geralt at the start of the trailer. So that motif, dun, that one, that use of leitmotif, which is basically using a certain melody for a certain character. And now obviously we've got a lot more instruments following on from that battle. This is really cool. I mean, it just gets better and better, this trailer. So here we can hear the two female singers are back in the foreground again, And we've got kind of two different melodies happening kind of as a call and response. So that main melody is sung by the female singers. It goes, okay, and then the French horns, which are in the background, are playing this counter melody. Bum, bum. And you'll hear that, so let's have a listen. So here's the singers. The French horns. Yeah, but really cool part of the trailer. All the sound effects, visuals, and the music are all building up to this really awesome explosion. Yeah. The sound effects really take the center stage here. The music's there to support the film, just there to keep the momentum going, and then when it comes back, it's not like it comes out of the blue, it's kind of coming back from something that's already there. Melody again. Yeah. So we've got that melody again that we heard before, the bum, bum. Building that same motif that we heard before. So with the strings and the French horns and the singers now, that same instrumentation, that same kind of energy we're hearing with the orchestra, and also those driving rhythms with the drums and the Byzantine lyra. And the tonality, the tonalities and harmony that we're hearing, still D minor with that D in the bass, but this is going to be important towards the end of the trailer. Yeah. Okay, before we see that, listening to that bass. Throughout most of the trailer, the instrumentation and the tone color have been doing a big role, and the harmony really takes a back seat for most of the piece. There's those few moments when we had, and then we had so stuff like that. There's some really kind of sprinkled in there. So we're on the D here. To the C, so this is where it starts moving. Then we jump down to the G. A, we're rising to the D. And then we stop. And as you'll hear in a moment, we'll go back to the D. Yeah, so really, it's kind of the climax of the trailer there. And then we stop. Finally reach a resolution of D. We've been in 3/4 for most of the piece, but now when we see the title logo, we move to 4/4. 4/4 is a much more strong kind of march-like rhythm. It's a purposeful use of a time signature change. It's just not just done for the fun of it. Yeah, awesome trailer. I really love listening to the Witcher 3 soundtrack. So many cool instruments I've learnt about. So I mean, this track is only one of many of the amazing tracks from The Witcher 3. Obviously this is the trailer. I do have some other reaction videos to The Witcher 3 soundtrack. If you want to listen to them, I'll put those in the description. It's been really cool to kind of do a deep dive into one of the tracks. So this is kind of a new format I'm trying. I think I really enjoy it. I'd love to do it from some more music from this game and from other games or films. So if there's any that you want to recommend, please leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.